So we're wrapping up the summer program for the hackNY Fellows program, and we have 37 students that have been in the city for 10 weeks now, working at startups during the day and living in the NYU dorms together at night. Some of the projects you'll see today are things that they built during the day at their internships, and some of the projects you'll see are things that they built at night in their dorms.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know about hackNY, hackNY is a nonprofit here in New York City. This is our 4th class of hackNY Fellows. Our mission is to federate the next generation of hackers for the New York City innovation community. We run 2 major programs. What you're seeing is the 10th week of the hackNY Fellows program. We also run a hackathon every semester. I encourage you all to come and bring your friends. And tonight we'd like to thank our gold sponsors for tonight. Quotidian Ventures, IA Ventures, and FF Ventures have all made this event possible, including the coffee outside. We'd like to thank Joy Ray Coffee and the shirts that you should take outside. Enjoy. So Jen is the organizer for tonight. So Jen, are we accurate if we read off the presenters in this order?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So first we're going to have Charles Lehner, who's going to present ChatID internship. So Charles, please do come up. Just let him know your school and where you did your hackNY fellowship.
I'm from University of Rochester, and I worked at ChatID this summer, and I'm just going to show a few things that I made this summer. So I got to redesign. No, I didn't redesign. I made a new site for ChatID that was a design given to me, and I implemented it. And this is using the Zerd Foundation CSS framework. It's responsive. And has nice pictures. And these are new. Yeah. Nice pictures. And another thing that I got to work on was the analytics dashboard. So I've made some graphs using D3 and CoffeeScript and SAS. And they're animating here with dummy data. And this was a fun project, and it's being deployed to the clients of ChatID. So that's it. Thank you.
Screensaver came up. Who's next?
Daria.
Cool. I'm Daria. I go to Columbia University, and I worked at Blog11, which is a fashion lifestyle sort of RSS reader thing, social network type thing. This is something I did on my off time. This kind of started at the branch hackathon. I worked on it with Matt, who's one of the mentors this year. So basically, this is sort of a tool to help you write. If you have a hard time getting started, or if you have a lot of thoughts and you want to like sort of vomit your thoughts out, this is supposed to sort of be like a game to do that. So you can sign up, and then yeah, sure. I can like start a new flow, which is sort of like the flow is like sort of when you start typing, and all the words that you type, like that's considered like a flow. So the default there's 2 modes, there's timed and there's like word count goal. So I'm just gonna cheat and do like 10 words. Okay, anyway, so game's over because I hit my word count, and you sort of saw like there was like an encouragement thing happening in real time. It like calculates words per minute, like how fast you're typing. There's like a score that calculates things. So whatever, I can like say demo, and I save it, and then it'll redirect me. So then now I can like sort of see all the things I've done so far. And then this is just sort of like, I guess like an Easter egg type thing, but we also have a kitten mode. So I really fucking like hacks. Oops, sorry. Bleep. So with kitten mode, I make a call to the Giphy API, which is one of the BetaWorks companies. I'm interning at BetaWorks. BlogLum is part of BetaWorks. So anyway, Giphy just pulls GIFs. So I just call for kitten GIFs. So basically, I don't know if you really like cats, or if you, I don't know, it's not really helpful, but it's yep. And then if you log out, you can sort of see everyone. There's 7 flows total on the site, and then there are 3 writers, and that's how many votes there are. And that's about it. Thanks.
Okay, next would be Josh. Yep.
Hello, everybody. I'm Josh. I go to New York University, and I intern at Parsley. For those of you who don't know what Parsley is that right? Oh, whoops. That is not the right side. Okay, there we go. So at Parsley, one of the projects I worked on for the first half of the semester, or the summer, my bad, is a redesign of their site. So Parsley is basically, you can think of it as Google Analytics for content publishers, and that's their main product. So I redesigned this entire, got designed from a designer, and I remade it. I want to show my team page because it's also cool. Yes. So that was half of the summer. And we get a ton of data, about a terabyte of data a month, and we don't know what to do with that data, so I worked on a project with 2 other interns, Raymond and Emily back there. And Emily worked on the back end to take the terabytes of data and boil it down into a manageable amount, and Raymond worked on the server side with Flask. And I did the front end. So this is the app that we made. Oh, what happened? Parsley. Oh, Parsley, okay. Okay, my bad. It's a little confusing. So this is basically the app. What it does is it pulls the top 5 refers, and refers are websites referring traffic to anyone using Parsley. So you can see that Google is one of the top refers, referring about 25% of traffic and about 5 million page views a day. You can add more refers here. Actually, BlogLovin's in the top 100 here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's all very cool and animated. You can change the date. If you want to share it, you can share it. And down here, the destination distribution tells you how many URLs are getting a certain number of page views. So for Yahoo on this day, about 110,000 are getting less than 100 page views. About 170 URLs are getting 1,000 or more page views, and then that's in the middle. And this is actually interesting. This is what we want to use the tool for, to find interesting things like this. And you can see that suddenly TMZ got a massive spike in traffic within the Parsley network. And if you open up console, it actually shows you why right here. And this is the article that this is the article that suddenly caused a spike in traffic from about 10,000 page views a day to 800,000 page views a day. So this is the kind of things we can discover with this app. Thank you.
Next up is Maijid.
Oh, hey. Hey, everyone. My name is Maijid, and here's my awesome pup, Periwinkle. I go to Grinnell College, and this summer I worked at BarkBox, and I worked on BarkCare, so that's what we're going to show you tonight. So BarkCare is basically a vet in your pocket. Periwinkle likes to play, and unfortunately she broke her leg, which is why she's got this pink thing on her feet in case you were wondering. But the problem is she keeps biting on her cuts and she keeps eating it. And I am a concerned dog parent, and I don't know, whether it's even healthy for her. So I need to speak to a vet. So I'm gonna go ahead and log into my account. This is so.
Take it off for your password.
Well, It's it's a generic password, but okay. So I'm logged into the app, and I'm just gonna go straight to making a request to a vet. So I'm gonna say, dog keeps eating cats, and I'm gonna put the request in. So now at this point, it goes into a queue, and our vets on the end will see it come in, and they'll pick up the call. So hopefully the vet picks up the call. That's kind of what we're waiting for now. But she's on the other side, so she should pick it up any moment from now. You know, it's just kind of. I can move this around. Well. So yeah, I'm running out of time. It doesn't look like she's picking. Kind of a bummer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hang up. Had the call been successful, you know, it'll be in here that it was a successful call. But you can view all your cases within the app, like other cases that are opened up from the vet. I could click on a case and sort of, you know, send her an email and say, you know, pup in trouble or something. And then we get a notification that, you know, she replied. I'm gonna try this one more time. Because I think she's there. I don't know why I typed that.
Are you on the guest Wi-Fi?
I am on the guest Wi-Fi.
Take it off the guest Wi-Fi and just use 3G because you might not be logged in on the guest Wi-Fi on your phone.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a problem if you're not logged in.
But I did log into the app, so. Oh, there we go. Hey, Dr. Sarah.
Hi, Maijid.
Hi there.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But here's, you know, Periwinkle. She's got this crust thing, and she keeps biting it, and I'm concerned. I don't know what to do. Should I be worried that she eats it?
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't want her chewing on her cats because it's a foreign body, so if she ingests it, it could be a problem in terms of obstruction. Also, if it becomes compromised, if it's, you know, wet or soiled or broken, it won't help her heal as well as she should.
Okay.
So there are some things that you might be able to do, like get one of those big e-collars from your doctor, your veterinarian, so that she can't access the site. You know, you could also talk with your veterinarian about different products that you can like spray on it or you know, put topically.
Awesome. Okay, thanks a lot. Like, I am not worried anymore. I'll do exactly what you said. Okay, thanks for the call.
Right.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay. So, yeah, that's basically BarkCare. And that's what it is, a vet in your pocket 24/7. Thanks.
Sean, she was so real and lifelike. Good. Okay, that was great. If I weren't such you know, softy for puppies, though, I would have warned you. So don't take too long, or Jen will play Taylor Swift. If you run 3 minutes or longer, if you run 3 minutes or longer, you will be brutally punished with Taylor Swift. Okay, so next up is Sean. Sean, please do let us know your school and where you were at hackNY Fellows.
Hi, my name is Sean. I go to school at Juilliard, and I'm working at Sailthrough this summer. So what I worked on, this is actually just in my own time. I worked on a music app that allows you to play with your friends or play by yourself if you have no friends. All right, so this is where it is. You can do practice rooms for yourself. But I'm going to do Quartet.me. The name is called Quartet.me, so you can go there if you want. I'm just joined a room called Demo, and my name is Sean. So here I am. Let me see if there's sound. Okay. So can I play? I can play some stuff. Yeah. Right. So you can do that. I'm gonna create a new room because everyone's in there. Okay, something broke. Okay. Well, I'm sorry guys, but yeah, that's all I have for today then.
Next up is Chris Mulligan and Dan Mundy.
Hey, so I go to Columbia and I'm working at Kickstarter this summer.
I go to the College of New Jersey and I'm working at Challenge Post.
So this is just something we did on our free time. It's like using the Foursquare data from the hackNY Fellows this summer. We wanted to kind of like understand where we were going and what the program actually involved. So we built this visualization that's just showing all the check-ins on the map. So you can see like where people are, where they frequent. You can see when everyone sort of arrives at the same place. You can see the dorms right here in the middle. And you can see every Monday and Wednesday night, there's the speaker series and everyone sort of swarms to a certain spot. And you can see we don't get to Brooklyn very much.
But we do.
There's, I think, 15 of the hackNY Fellows are Foursquare users that joined. There's a small Ruby on Rails app we built to collect the data, and that's fed into a processing program, which is sort of a framework based around Java that does a lot of visualizations and stuff. So that renders all of it on the map using a library called Unfolding Maps, and then that's turned into a movie, and music is added. So you can see like there's a lot of pretty consistent patterns. You can sort of tell the work week cycle, and the weekends a lot of spots die off, and then you can see when people start checking in. Yeah, right now Monday morning everyone checks in, and you can see like those patterns. So it's pretty cool. The pictures and text are selected based on sort of a very simple algorithm to score like those comments and pictures that got a lot of likes or comments or things like that are selected, and a lot of the other ones are just sort of hidden. So yeah, you can see. I know almost there. August 4th. So here we are right now. And in a similar vein, there's a separate little tiny demo I'm going to do. This is a project that Randall, who is a fellow 2 years ago, 1 year ago?
I have no idea. 2011.
So
And a mentor ever since.
he wrote a little program that every time you commit code to Git, every time you're sort of saving your work, it takes a picture with your webcam. So here are all of the commits that I made this summer.
so next up will be Kyle Petrovich. Kyle, please let us know your school and where you are at.
Hi, my name is Kyle Petrovich, and I'm from Georgia Tech. And this summer I interned with Order In, and I made this. This is one of the things I made while there. So this is like a group food ordering app that I made, and naturally, let me just get started. You gotta be kidding me. Anyways, so this lets you kind of like order with your coworkers and stuff in real time. Just gonna get to the fun part as fast as I can. Since I'm the host, I have to like set up everything, but come on. All right, so here's like the order screen, and I can invite people to my order by coming over here, and I'm gonna just go ahead and invite the hackNY Fellows, and you guys can help me out with demoing this. And if anyone else wants to like join in, the URL is displayed there. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you what it looks like from the guest perspective. It's on a test thing, so you won't actually get food. I'm sorry, I can't front the bill for that many people. So yeah, so like when you come here, you'll see the guests, and you can just, whatever, it doesn't matter. And you'll see everyone's populating in their order, and wow, it's gotten quite big. And we're already racking up quite a bill. And you can just choose your items like you'd expect, but it's all this is all powered with like Socket.io and Node.js. And so everything like updates in real time. Wow, XML loves guacamole. And there's like a ready status too. And so like as the host, I see things a little bit differently. You can see everyone's order. I can also delete people's order. Like you got way too much today on queso. Like you're gonna have a bad time tomorrow if you eat that much. But anyways, and then I can check out. This is getting insane. And like all these people, it tells me all these people aren't ready, but I'm impatient, so I don't really care. And that will change the screen for everyone else to this, and they can like pay back me because I asked for it via Venmo. So it's like that. And then I have to come here and. Sorry. Someone went too crazy on one of the items, but you get the idea, and then that's that, and then everyone would get their order, and there would be no confusion. All right, I'm done. That's it.
Next up is Ricky Medina and Dave.
So if we could have everyone go to twerk, or not everyone, but a few volunteers go to twerkout.co on your phone.
All right. So if you could go to this URL and connect to this room number and type in your name. We'll wait. With your phone, if you have an iPhone.
Only an iPhone.
What's the room number?
Hold on. All right.
Okay, so put your phone in your back pocket.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. stand up, put your phone in your back pocket, and when
All right. So everyone stand up, and you have to battle each other, and whoever can twerk the best is gonna win. Yeah. Listen up,
Chris, there's your audience.
All right.
Come on.
No one wants to. No one's trying.
Yeah, all right, well, that's our app.
At the end, it displays a scoreboard, but I mean, you know. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so changing it up a bit, I hope. Dave. Dave, you about to go? Okay, so Dave, let us know where you're from and where you were hacking my stuff.
Oh, there we go. So actually, don't go to MIT. I'm Dave, and I went to Michigan before hackNY. And I think it was 2 weekends ago, I teamed up with, I ran MHacks at Michigan, which is a big hackathon. And I teamed up with all the organizers of hackMIT to build this app called Concierge. So what we did at the last MHacks is we really wanted to make it an epic experience. Here, I'm going to log in via Twitter real quick. We really wanted to make it an epic experience, so we got a bunch of pizzas from Domino's every hour, and you could tweet at us, and you could tweet #pizza, hashtag your table number, and someone would deliver a pizza to you within a half hour. And you're sitting there hacking, you're hungry. So we wanted to build like pretty much the app version of that. And this is Concierge. It pretty much just makes an event awesome. This is the time remaining in the event, as you can see, specifically a hackathon. Up next, there's Espresso Bar at 11 tonight. And let's say I want to get served, right? I'm feeling hungry and I want to get some ice cream. So I'm gonna hit ice cream, I'm gonna place an order, and then through Twilio, hopefully if there's reception in here, I'm gonna get a text that, oh, I just got request for food, ice cream for ice cream, reach me at 954-260-4240, which is my number, so pretty much you can like order anything you want and it'll be delivered to you. It's through text. It texts the organizers, and then it also does it through Twitter, which is a good protocol for that. If you want gadgets, we have like all kind of hardware. You can borrow an iPhone, iPad, power strip, whatever you need. You just hit it on the app. If you want to see the schedule, it's all right here. It doesn't look styled or anything, but that is the schedule for the hackathon. And then let's say you get really, really stuck and you need some help. And you know that those guys at, those guys at Fetch Notes, one of the sponsors, they're really good. Well, you can put your phone number again, and you can say, hey, I need help with JavaScript. Send them a message, and then I'm gonna receive a text again because I'm the one looped in right here, and they would come running to help you. Thank you, guys.
Next up is Yamil.
I don't need to plug it. You don't need to plug it? No. Yeah, so, alright. So, if the hackNY fellows can help me, and you can go to bit.ly/hackpotato and then clone that repo, and please do.
What's the repo?
I am a student at the University of Puerto Rico. I've been an intern at AdCade, cross-platform advertisement. So yeah, we can go to. I got it. Can't type. What did you guys do? Oh, sorry. This was done at the Facebook hackathon. That's why it has FB at the end. So what I did was a hotpotato client, and then you can see all the dots. Those are the fellows connecting in, and then they're passing. Every time somebody gets a potato, they can pass it on till like they get kicked out by the server. I'm down here somewhere. And then eventually they get kicked out, and then they lose their ball, and they can keep on joining and playing back and forth. So that's about it. I was just trying to do some queuing, etc. So try demo, hot potato.
Brilliant. Okay, next up is Morgante. Morgante, any chance you can use this machine?
I'm Morgante Pell. I go to NYU Abu Dhabi, and I work at Business Insider this summer. But what I'm going to talk about has nothing to do with Business Insider. It's all about hackathons and an app I built, or a tool I built called NodePack, which helps you write Node.js applications really, really, really quickly. So the first hackathon I used this in was all the way back in Abu Dhabi, or actually in Dubai this summer, where I built in the entire hackathon, I had to build 3 different hacks, each one in 1 hour. So it's just a standard paste bin, very boring, except for I had to build it in 1 hour with everything, including syntax highlighting and security and saving and passwords and everything in 1 hour, which is much, much easier when you have a very simple tool. So it's like making hackathons much easier for everyone involved. So the next hackathon that I built something at was the Battle Hack, sponsored by PayPal, where me and another designer built something called Casio, which helps you to track your volunteering hours. So I could say I volunteered 3 hours at hackNY, and then it gets logged into my Facebook, and then gets attached to my profile on the site, has all my information, and I'm realizing this, you guys can't see most of the screen up there. Yeah, and it has all your information, which is aggregated based on the hashtag you use. So you can see I have done 42 points or 42 hours for hackNY. Apparently I've done a lot of work for the Red Cross while I was testing this. And you can also do this entirely via email or via SMS, which makes it super easy to get people up and using it without having to ever use a website at all to get their whole account. And this ended up winning the Twilio prize at BattleHack. And then the final thing, which I made just this last weekend, is something called Love Song, which uses the Facebook graph as well as Last.fm to build an entire graph of musical similarity between artists and based on people's scrobbling activity, and then uses that to generate a match percentage between you and someone who's a potential significant other if you'll agree upon music that you should listen to. And then I can say, oh, this is good, except for, I don't know, Foo Fighters, so never mind. And I can just scroll through people until I find someone whose music I agree with, and then just send them a message on Facebook. Thank you very much.
Next up is Alexandra.
You gotta see that. Hey, I'm Alex. I just graduated from Brown University. This summer I was working at Thinkful, which sells an online education product for learning to code. And one of the things I really valued about working at such a small company was I got a lot of insight into the business decisions that were aside from software engineering. And one of the decisions that they made that I thought was really smart was to put a lot of high quality tutorials and content on the internet and produce some goodwill and drive some attention towards their website. And so I made this guide to GitHub pages, and it's a single page app that uses, can I make this wider? Okay. It uses AngularJS, and I collaborated with a designer. And what we did was we decided we wanted there to be a decision tree. We wanted anyone that was starting a project and wanted to publish it on the web to be able to use this, no matter whether they're starting from scratch or already had written code. So you can follow the decision tree, and GitHub has 2 ways of posting projects for others to see: user pages or project pages. And so the views, even though this is a single page web app, I'm calling these views, but they're really just divs. What is shown on the screen is based on the decision tree you went through. The ones that are shown are decided on your decision tree, and your decisions are essentially stored in the URL, so that when you go back, we end up at the right place. The transitions are in the right order, and as you can see, different things are shown depending on what you decide you want to do. So also based on your decision tree, the actual content that's shown in the views is different. For example, in this case, you're checking out GitHub, your branch's GitHub pages. And that's my guide to GitHub pages. I encourage you to use it.
So next up will be Ananta, who I believe is demoing 2 demos. Is that right?
All right. Hi, I'm Ananta. I go to Barnard College, and I spent my summer interning at BirchBox. As some of you might remember from Liz's lecture, BirchBox is most known for their subscription service where people can monthly receive a curated box of cosmetic samples or lifestyle products. So one of the projects I did this summer there was to make an internal tool to track reasons people cited as cancellation reasons when they were canceling their subscription. So you can do this for any shipping cycle. So for any month, there might be, say, like 60 combinations of boxes that go out that have different combinations of products. So for example, this one had a nail polish and a lipstick and a face wipe, whereas this one had, I don't really know what those products are. But if you know, maybe one month you send out like a popcorn flavored chapstick, or I don't think we've ever done that, but say you do and you want to track that box and see, I wonder what people cited as their cancellation reason if they canceled in the month after receiving that box. Did they not like the samples? So then you can go to the tool and figure out the breakdown of reasons that people cited. And you can also do this for any past cycle. You choose a vertical, either men's or women's, and then from there you can choose the month, and it'll just go there. I also looked at the actual words that people said as comments after canceling. And I made some kind of cool visualizations of word frequency that I can't really show you. But there were some really interesting trends I found, especially between how men talk when they're canceling versus what women say. And also what women who subscribe to a men's box for a man said when they were canceling the said man's box. If that didn't make any sense, we got a few comments that were like, yeah, BirchBox is really great, but I actually just divorced my husband, so I am canceling his subscription. All right, so I guess I can speak about a few of the trends. The women tended to write a lot. They would write like paragraphs about why they were canceling. The men would say something like, NA. I just don't want this anymore, period. Really like few word answers. The women also tended to use like threats that were like, I mean, obviously these are like kind of angry people if they're like canceling something. So if they threatened, they were generally like, oh, I'm gonna go tell all my friends on Facebook that I am, you know, that you guys are not people we should do business with. But the men just tended to speak like really harshly rather than like threatening to go tell everyone. yeah, those were some of the basic qualities. There are also, when you look at word frequencies, there's some patterns that emerge, like, the word perfume might come up a lot. And if that's the case, you know that people are either really excited about perfume and want more, or they really hate it. In this case, people wanted fewer perfume samples, so we were able to say, hey, on our form, here's the option to receive fewer perfume samples. Okay, so that's that. My next demo is a side project I've been working on this summer called Where's Tibet? And this was inspired, it takes a little context. So this was inspired by my travels abroad last semester. I went to Dharamsala in India and Boda in Kathmandu, which are two of the largest Tibetan exile communities in the world. I was studying Tibetan studies. And while I was there, I got to hear so many kick-ass stories from these refugees, about how they left Tibet and came to these countries, why they came, their hopes and dreams, and what their life is like. Because a lot of them strongly identify themselves as Tibetan, but have never been to Tibet. They were born in India or Nepal, and they acknowledge that they will never ever be able to step foot in Tibet. And it was a really cool conversation to have with them about how they're teaching their children to identify as Tibetan and to love the culture without ever experiencing it ever. So inspired by that, I wanted to be able to share this experience with other people of hearing firsthand kind of this living history of people moving away and migrating. And I also wanted to selfishly hear the stories from Tibetan refugees everywhere. I want to hear all the stories. So I made this app where people of Tibetan descent can come and post their story, and it will be plotted based on where they live. And so you can see all the stories that are on here right now are real. They've been written unedited by real Tibetan people. For some of them, it's really obvious, maybe 1 million. But I've already learned a lot based on reading some of the stories that people have posted. I had no idea that there was an official mixed community of Nepalese Tibetans that is recognized by the Nepalese government in Nepal. So I just wanted to talk a tiny bit about some design decisions when I was making this, because what was interesting about this is that I was designing a website for people who are afraid of the internet. Just a little anecdote, when I was talking to my host father, he was really intrigued by my iPhone and wanted to buy one. And I told him about eBay, and he was really shocked that anyone could ever buy anything with a credit card on the internet, which is understandable, but he was talking to someone who has literally bought a toothbrush and a subscription to peanut butter puffins off of Amazon. So normally when I'm building stuff, I'm accounting for people having a certain level of savviness and not being cynics, but sorry. Basically, I made it really seamless so that people who were cynics could easily post their stuff and not have to post their address or anything like that. Bye.
Next up is Dan.
Hi, I'm DK. I go to Princeton. This summer I worked at a startup called CrowdTap. So today I'm going to be talking about an extension that I built, not this summer, but a year and a half ago. I built it and then I just didn't think about it until this summer when I rewrote it. It's called WebTimer. So I spend way too much time on my computer, just pretty much most of us here. And one of the problems that I faced with that was I don't know where I'm spending my time. I don't know what I'm doing. Am I on Facebook 10 hours a day? Am I on Twitter too much? Whatever. So I built a tool called WebTimer to keep track of that time. So for today, I spent an hour and 19 minutes on GitHub, 30 minutes on code.google.com, and pretty much lays out all the data of how I'm spending my time online. So for most of you guys, it's probably 90% Facebook. And actually, if you go to see what some people have uploaded. So if I look up WebTimer, some of these are ridiculous. So there's a share feature in there where you can share a screenshot of where you spend your time. So this guy goes on like Twitter, YouTube. I think it was this guy. So 206 hours on Facebook, like, whoa, that's serious. So this time I rewrote the app. And if you go to webtimerapp.com, then you can download it. And today it has 16,000 users. It's pretty chill. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, something that I made, people using. But I wanted to build something special for you guys because it's something that I already built. So like 2 hours ago, I decided to come up with this thing called creep.dsking.com. So I have my own site called dsking.com. And if you go to creep.dsking.com, then you can see what website I'm using. And this could be a terrible mistake. So let's go down here to like number 6, hackNY live demo stream. You guys should upload this if you haven't already. So this is getting super meta now. And so this is, and in my other browser, if I put in creep.dsking.com, then this will go to the current page that I'm on. So I'm going to leave this up for like a week. Hopefully I won't be doing anything sketchy. You guys can come check out what I'm doing. But it could be pretty cool and like, oh, you can feel connected to me in a certain way, kind of being a kid. Yeah, that's WebTimer. Thanks, you guys.
Good. Good and creepy. Okay, thank you. So next will be Richard Stewart. Thank you, Richard. So please do let us know your school and where you are hackNY Fellow.
Cool. My name's Ricky Stewart. I go to the University of Chicago, and I interned at Lua. Okay, first things first. Nothing to do with the programming language. Get that out of your brain. Lua is a mobile communication platform that allows for instant messaging and file sharing between businesses and teams. And what I did was create a little data visualization application to share with our clients. So we wanted a way to share this data with clients in a way that was easily accessible and very, very immediate, so they could see kind of what their team was doing and who was talking to who and when they were doing it. So this is an issue. One second. What do I want? 1400 by 1050. That's not even an option. Oh, this is just a disaster.
You're changing the resolution on the screen now.
Turn off flux.
Turn off flux. This will be fine for now, I think. So I have a little app here, and you can kind of see everything that's happening for the Lua project itself, the team that the Lua development team actually uses. So up here we have the total number of users and messages and blasts, which are like public messages for the entire team. And then the read rate for the blasts and the messages, which is very, very good for this project. This is just a breakdown of users, so 9.1% of the team is Android developers. And then by department too, so roles are sort of grouped into departments. So 46% of the Lua business is the development team. More stuff, I have a, this sort of shows you the correspondence between the administrators of the projects and the non-administrators of the projects. With the Lua team, almost everyone is an administrator, so that doesn't really give you any good information. This is crazy. This is a chord graph which shows how communication works between roles. So basically each of these little pie slices here represents a role, and then each of the arcs coming out of the pie slices represents communication. So our CEO, his name is Mike, he's a good guy, he's doing a lot of messaging, and he's messaging everyone in the project, and he's messaging them a lot. So the messages from the CEO to the sales director, that's 5% of all the messages in the project. And you can look at the same thing by department, which is a little bit cleaner. You can look at trends here globally. This is the number of blasts every single day since the beginning of the project a year ago. This is like a little calendar heat map thing, which shows you by day how much activity there was, with the more red days being more active. July 2nd, there was like, I guess, some crazy bug with the app or something, and everybody was messaging on that day and really no other days. This is activity by the hour of the day. 3 p.m. on Tuesday, I guess, is the day that we do all our Lua-ing. And I'll show you one more thing over here. This is the user report stuff. So I will go ahead and show you Michael's user report, and he is the CEO, as I said. So this is his behavior, which is pretty crazy. He messages a lot and sporadically, like he sent 66 messages on June 3rd. And this is a graph of his read rates over time, so he almost always reads all of the messages he sent. So he's a very good Lua user. And as a little closing thing, I'll go ahead and show you mine, which is not impressive. This is me, and I read all of my messages sometimes, but I've sent 25 messages, so I don't have very much Lua-ability. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks a lot.
Next up is Josh and Caitlin.
So I'm Josh Matthews.
I'm Katie Poskaitis.
We're both from Rutgers, and we worked on this project with a friend of ours, Wayne, who also goes to Rutgers, at the Facebook hackathon last weekend.
He's a Churn fellow. So the inspiration behind this project is called Facebook File System. And what we wanted to do is everything in Unix is a file. And that is extremely useful because you can use a bunch of Unix tools such as like grep and find and other tools to manipulate and search for files. And we thought that that would be a great thing to apply to Facebook, which has so much data about yourself and all of your friends. So we made a file system implementation in Fuse that models your Facebook activity.
Right. So we use, a library called Fuse, which stands for File System and User Space. If you don't think about it, it doesn't make sense. But that's the acronym. So if you see, we've got a directory here called FBFS, Facebook File System, and
those are my friends.
Yep. If you go into us, then those are all the friends. If you go into a friend, then you have, I believe, their likes.
Yep. So let's do.
Friends. Yep. So that's our friend Katie POTUS. If we go into the directory, the file likes, those are all her likes on Facebook.
And then we can use tools like grep to also do cool things. So let's go.
Yeah, grep IRL Reddit or something like that.
I'll do and then let's do her timeline.
So just give it a second, it's going to make a call. Yep. So it took a second there. I had to go and make a call to Facebook. Oh, God. Okay, so, and then the last thing we can do is if you want to post to your wall, then you just echo into a file called post, and that'll make a call to the Facebook Graph API and post to your timeline. We can't actually post to other people's timelines because Facebook doesn't give us that doesn't give us that functionality in the Graph API. It makes us sad, but you can post to your own timeline. So
post to a file called post, and then
excellent. We're done. Just start the window manager.
but I can't start the window manager. Oh, I can.
Yeah.
The hell. Okay. So anyway, so I'll show you what that did. Hopefully it's nothing too ridiculous that I put on my timeline. That's some
So
random
right to that file and.
There we go.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
So yeah, that's Facebook file system. You want to talk about how we
So in order to implement this, the biggest thing we needed to do was actually create a Facebook Graph API client in C. So that was most of the time that we spent. We're thinking about extending this to actually fork that off into its own project and try to create a much more extensive API client to do a lot more things. But that's what we have for now, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Alan Lynn. Okay, thanks very much, Alan. Let us know your school and where you were at.
Hi guys, I'm Alan. I graduated from Boston College, and this summer I worked at Skillshare. So, how many of you have heard about? How do I mirror this screen? No, that's not the demo. But how many of you have heard about the game Bubble Trouble? Basically, it's that game where you like kind of shoot this arrow and you have to like break the balls to the point where there are no more balls. So I used to play that game with my friends when I was like in middle school, and oddly enough, I revisited it this summer, and it turns out that they actually came up with like a new version that kind of lost all of its like old game mechanics, and it's like doesn't seem a lot of fun anymore. And if you guys have ever played like the original Bubble Trouble, you know how awesome it is. So I basically did a remake of Bubble Trouble, and it's still a work in progress. I started it recently, but let me get it up. This is weird. Where's the music? The audio. How do you
turn the resolution up?
How do I turn the resolution? I did that. Oh. Sorry, technical difficulties. Wait. Huh? Still really bad at this game, despite having played it. So how is this, like, that's pretty cool, but how is this any different from like the old Bubble Trouble you knew about? Like, how is this any different? Well, one, it's not Flash. This is all HTML5 and JavaScript. And two, you can do this.
Alan, can you wrap?
What?
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
So it's completely.
Thanks, Alex.
Next up is Alex.
Hello. I'm Alex. Hi, I'm Alex. I go to Columbia University's engineering school, and I'm going to be demoing an iPhone app that I wrote a while ago, but I'm updating for iOS 7. So it's a very simple card game, and the way it works is you get a full deck, and you deal 2 cards, and if the third card is in between the first 2 cards, you get the number of points that you bet. This is like a little demo that I wrote, but I just explained it to you, so we'll skip that. And you can log in with Game Center and you can get like achievements and post your high score when the game is over. So you deal 2 cards like this, and if it's a 9 and a 2, you win. If it's a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, so I'm going to bet 10 cards because I'm risky. And it's a 5, so I just won 10 cards. Coins, rather. All the effects are, let me rephrase that. So originally I stole all the card images from Wikipedia because it was like free images. So I stole those, but now I'm actually drawing them myself, which is kind of cool because that makes me like special. And little things like you can review on the App Store, you can follow us on Twitter from the app, tell a friend, subscribe to updates, and get on our mailing list. And so I wrote little things that I didn't have before in the update. So, little demo. It's on the App Store if you search for AC Doocy, just like that. It's in the App Store and you can download it and support me and buy local and all that. So, anyway, thanks.
Thank you. So next is Jeremy. And then after Jeremy will be Basil. Yes. Here we go. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, okay. So, hi, I'm Jeremy. I go to school in the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. And this summer I worked at a company called Trentalytics. So this summer I wanted to work at a small startup and help build their MVP. So, thanks. So anyway, I started working at a company called Trentalytics that does merchandise intelligence, and we try and predict fashion trends and help brands and understand consumers. So this was the product that they had built in I think 4 months before I came there, and it was very premature, and they had a lot of ideas, and so I decided my role would be front end and also user experience. So what we've done this summer is work to build the product, which is going to be released in a month or 2, and I'll demo that for you right now. So this was the original dashboard. It was just a bunch of tables, and this was the brand page to view brands, analytics, and runway analytics. So this is the new one. This is the new dashboard. We have a tree navigation that you can use to view other dashboards. And you can share them, and what else? And you can flip these widgets. You can view more information. You can, you can flip them and edit them on demand. You can drag them around and reconfigure them. You can also merge them together, and then some of them are folders, and you can open them. So what we've tried to create is a analytics platform that you can use also to create report type things that look visually pleasing, and you can have merge images with data points. And so that's that. And then the next thing is our comparison tool for comparing brands and trends. And we've been working on this, and this is you can just view different statistics for different designers, and if you go into here you can view the different brands. And this is also an iPad native app experience as well. And you can view an actual brand in here and see relevant statistics and all the stream of posts for a specific time period, as well as like relevant photos. And what else? And then this is the runway view that we're currently working on. You can like view runway photos and follow them and also sort them. What else? And that's essentially it. And what we're hoping to do is give users like a very like inviting and like easy experience to organize photos and data points together to help make more informed buying decisions. So yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Next up is Basil, and Eric's on deck.
Alright, hi everyone, I'm Basil. I'm a rising senior at Harvard, and I got to work at Branch this summer, which is a phenomenal experience. I got to work on Potluck. If you guys haven't checked it out, you definitely should. But I'm going to show you guys what I built in my spare time. But before that, how many of you have ever been to a social event and not enjoyed the music at the venue? Pretty sure that's happened with a lot of you guys, and that's kind of the inspiration for Played by Me. So what happened with Played by Me is that a host of an event would be able to go to playedby.me and be able to create playlists that their guests would be able to contribute to in real time. So when you come on the right, you'll see like a guest who's already been connected. So this is like an event that he's at, or you can also see all the playlists that they've been to or playlists that they're guests of. But I'll walk you through the entire like onboarding process. So you come and you connect with Dropbox. And like you'd authorize the Played by Me app. And we basically find any MP3s that you have in your Dropbox and add them to your songs. So you'd be able to see all your songs here. I would then be able to create a playlist. I'll call this like my demo playlist. I can add some songs to it. Any songs that I'm enjoying. And then after that, add those songs. Then I can vote on them, and like the playlist would update in real time. Press play, I'll start the music. The guests of the parties can then be invited. You just tell them what the name of the playlist is. You can search. There they can see the playlist. They can vote on the songs that are in the playlist. They can also add other songs that they have in their songs. And then, so they'll be able to vote up songs, up, downvote songs. This will all be like updating in real time. And when the song is over, or if the host decides to skip the song because they still have some control, the song with the highest votes is played next.
I've never been more hopeful about our future.
We're also going to add some features that allow you to like songs that you hear that are playing, so that you can also discover new music and download those songs later. I'm Basil, and this is Played by Me.
I'm Eric. I worked at Tumblr as an Android developer, so I'm going to show off a couple of things that I can show you. There are things I'm working on that I would love to show you, but we haven't shipped the latest version yet. Also, I go to Cooper Union, and I'm a mechanical engineer, and I don't know what else to say about myself. All right, so one of the big things that I worked on that I hope to open source is this ability to swipe back. See if we can get it working. There we go. So you can see, like, you can preview, and then you can decide, oh, I don't want to go back. So the gesture. I built this before iOS 7. So, like, iOS 7 has this now. I feel like they copied it from me. Another big thing I can show you is the little widgets that you have. And you got notifications. It's not gonna work.
So those are notifications, and that's it.
Next up is Jesse. And Ben is on deck.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to connect to that, so I think I'm going to do this, if that works. It's a really quick demo, so you won't suffer for long. Oh my god, that's just terrible. Okay, well, I wrote a really, really simple CRUD app in Snap, a Haskell web framework. And it does very little. That's basically it. This is what the code looks like. I'm Jesse and I go to MIT. And I work at Cover this summer.
Thank you. Ben, I believe. Ben, you good to go?
Yeah.
Your code's compiling? Ben, do you want to pass?
I think I'm good now. Yep. No.
Okay, Clara? Thank you, Clara, for stepping in. So, while Ben is refactoring, Clara's going to present the slide deck.
Hi, I'm Clara. I work at Tumblr. Sorry, this just might be kind of a boring thing. I'm like a backend engineer there, so I don't really have anything like super fun to show you. But we did some really cool like natural language processing stuff, dealing with blog registrations and like the kind of information you can get out of a blog name. So I'm kind of, I guess, gonna walk through that entire process. Okay, so the problem is basically you have Tumblr is kind of a like huge forest of just like tons of different blogs that are like arbitrarily created at any time. There's like 150 million of them. And basically what we're trying to look for is like basically targeting blogs into categories in different ways. In particular, I'm working on, I guess, spam. So for example, in this case, you see that there are like 3 blogs created, all with like watch in the beginning, and you can kind of see that they all have like similar contexts. Like if you were to categorize them, you would say like, oh, the category of all 3 blogs on here would be movies. So I kind of am working on a way to formalize that process. Other stuff that you can use it for. So basically, we can use like clustering algorithms to kind of figure out a way to use what we know about like the string tokens within like a blog name to categorize them. Okay, cool. So how do we do that? So I don't know how familiar you guys are with like Peter Norvig, but he does a lot of like natural language processing stuff. So basically, you start off with a corpus, which is like essentially an example dictionary. Like usually it'll be like a book or bodies of text, and you'll basically convert that into a dictionary. And usually the idea is that you'll like try to get a body of text that represents whatever you're trying to analyze. So in this case, we used Norvig's big.text, which basically is like, just has a lot of English words. And then from there, I know I'm going to be looking at Tumblr blog names. So I'll be looking at things that are kind of like hip pop culture. So I did a Hive query for maybe the top, I think it was 500 top search tags. So obviously from there, you're going to get like One Direction, Selena Gomez, etc. And then also Urban Dictionary terms. And also randomized Tumblr text posts that people have posted, and that's going to be really reflective of the kind of users that are going to be creating stuff on Tumblr, and are more likely to name their blogs, those kinds of things. Okay, so the process of that basically is I was looking to tokenize blog names into words, and then basically map the blogs to those tokens. So as you saw before, there was like a watch series, and then there were like watch, movie names, and the idea is that maybe the token there would be watch, and then you'd have blog names with those, and you can kind of like mass suspend those as like spam blogs. So basically the first initial process of this was basically figuring out like an easy way to delimit tokens. So a really easy way is like, numbers or dashes. So, so in this case, it's like hello to Gmail, you would split at the 2. But I guess like the more interesting way is using basically like word sense induction. So the idea behind that is essentially using your corpus, which is like your body of text, and then getting contextual clues on those words. So we know that like in this case, like the direction is a good example. We know direction might connotate like a number of different things. It might they might be denoting like the band One Direction, and One Direction will often be seen together. So you'll see like one is related to direction, and they're frequently seen in the same context. Or they might be doing something like having to do with travel, like directions. So the idea is like that we're going to use algorithms to try to figure out how to create that denotation. And what I chose to use was like the Chinese whispers algorithm. It's really, really easy. It's basically a cluster. Okay, sorry. Basically, algorithms to do that are NLP related, and they're really cool, so you should check them out. All right, I'm leaving.
Ben, how we doing?
Good.
Awesome. Next up is Ben. So we have some very special guests here tonight. I just want to do a shout out to a bunch of the people in the center here are from Girls Who Code, an awesome program here in New York.
Okay, so I'm interning at Tendon for the summer, and my project was to basically map the replication lag of different MongoDB servers. So a MongoDB cluster, you first send a message to one node in the cluster, the primary node, and then that data is then replicated to all the other nodes in the cluster. So this is a graphing utility to see how much the data lags between when it goes to the primary node and then when it's replicated. So I've created servers in New York City and Amsterdam, so that should create some lag. And I basically throw a lot of data at them, and this utility will monitor those servers and see how much they lag, and then it'll start plotting stuff on the graphs and give you some notifications. So let's create some lag. Okay, oops, I'm sorry. Start small. And immediately notice that there's messages saying that there is a lot of lag, and you'll start to see the lag showing up on the graph. And as this is happening, the servers are changing the servers that they're syncing to, and servers are going in and out because it's very hard to get 50,000 messages for a server in Amsterdam from a server in New York. So let's create a lot of stuff and let's totally kill these servers. As you can see, the lag is spiking up for some of them, but not other them. Some of them are in New York, some of them in Amsterdam, and so the ones in New York are doing just fine, but the ones in Amsterdam are not doing so well, and they're just dropping off the screen because they're totally way too far behind. You can filter by, cluster, and it looks like Chrome is not behaving for me. But anyways, that's it.
Ben, where are you in school?
Brown.
Brilliant. And then it'll be Jordan, and after Jordan will be Kaushal, Carlos, and Steven together. So, Jordan?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm Jordan Goldstein. I go to University of Maryland. I've been working at Brewster. So what I made, partially in the last hour and a half, and then a few times before that, I've had to deal with a lot of code where you're refactoring all the time, and it's useful to know what code is old and got added a long time ago and is stable and you don't need to worry about it, and what code is new and probably unstable, and this is probably the code where the problem is. And so I wanted a way to see that visually. So I built something called git take, named after a spit take, because that's what I do when I see some of these files that I have to refactor, that will use your git blames to tell what is changing when. So we are in the Mongo repository, and we're going to run git take on this file. And what that does is gives you a color output. Green is code that's there and been there for a very long time. Then all the way to red is code that's changed very recently. Everything in between that yellow color up to orange is a scale based on how old that code is versus the oldest code in the file. So that green code, don't worry about it. If you're looking for a problem, it's probably in the red code. There are a few extra features I implemented in the past hour and a half. So we can put on block mode. When you enable block mode, it shows you if those are part of the same commit. So those little blocks over there. Periods are individual lines, but if they're in a block, they're part of the same commit. I also turned on date mode. This puts the dates next to it from the git blame, so you know when those happen. And finally, author mode. With author mode on, it gives you a list of unique list of authors at the end, so you know who to ask about this file. Eventually, I want to make it so the authors are colored too, so the people who change the file more are red, because they're probably the problem. But I was halfway through implementing that when I was called up. So thank you. That's Git Take.
I recognized a few names there. Kushal, Carlos, and Steven. Charles and Steven are on deck.
Wait, who's on deck? Moi, Charles. Oh, Charles, okay.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Steve Gattuso. I go to the University of Rochester.
Kushal Parikh, go to Rutgers.
And I'm Carlos Gill, and I go to Carnegie Mellon.
And this is a project we developed at the Facebook Hackathon last weekend.
Ooh, got
We
it.
call it Tarvel, and it's basically a controller that you use your iPhone. You use your iPhone to control things on your computer with. And the most exciting demo for this is games. So we're going to show you Snake and a racing game played with a controller on the screen of your iPhone.
If we can make this work. Come on, come on.
But the resolution is what makes it awesome.
All right, is it cool? This will work. So there's what?
Go back to yours.
No, it's good.
No, go back to your camp.
All right, cool. So there are three components to this. There is a Mac app, which you're about to see, and it looks terrible.
Hey, full screen it.
Yeah. What do you? Oh, this?
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to do this first.
So three components. There's a Mac app that's taking in input from your phone. There's a native iOS app and a node server handling the processing between all of these.
The two that are actually, or that have GUIs look awful, so I'm just going to briefly show you. Don't worry about it. So I have a code here, and I'm going to connect and pair.
So we're actually connecting to a node server that we have and relaying information from the node server back over here to the computer.
And now I'm going to have some fun with it. I don't know if you guys have seen this game, but it's awesome. This is all using WebTimer.
Yeah.
Brad, take a seat right there.
Yeah, and we're relaying accelerometer data from the iPhone to system-wide to the OS.
It's really hard to do even on a keyboard, so excuse the fact that I suck at it, but... Oh no! All right, here we go. But yeah, so we're actually considering releasing this into the App Store, so you might see it soon. Yeah, and it'll also be a lot better by then. I'm hoping to get accelerometer data smoothed out, because you guys saw that it was kind of going back and forth.
Oh, we're working on a Chrome plugin, so you can basically play any JavaScript game just with having this Chrome plugin, and an Android app.
Snake.
We might release
Snake. I'm gonna do it.
Are you doing Snake?
I'm trying to do Snake. I need to like relaunch the app. Okay, here we go. 509, connect pair.
40 seconds.
Nope.
What are you searching for?
Classic Snake. There we go. All right, here we go. Oh. All right, we're good. So I can move around and do all snaky things. So yeah, that is Tarvel.
Oh, by the way, it works awesome through 3G as well.
Yeah, it's surprisingly, the latency is really fast, so you can do this over 3G or Wi-Fi. And the best thing is if you go to a university, you don't have to deal with the garbage of having your university block connections.
Yeah.
So this will work anywhere.
And because we're not connecting with the computer, we can actually be outside and be playing this.
Yeah.
What's up? That's Tarvel.
Okay, Charles,
Okay, so you have one more with me. How many of you guys know what Turntable is? Turntable FM? Yeah? Okay, so we were frustrated with the fact that Turntable is a very centralized service. There is one server that's giving all the music and everything, and I don't know if you guys have ever had to deal with the fact that you can't upload certain songs because of copyright, but I was totally annoyed by that. So, not that you would ever want to do that in the first place. So we came up with something called Groupo. And this is a distributed version of Turntable.
Other room.
And you like Slack?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I don't know if anyone here knows what Ruh-roh. I touched it. That's what I get for touching it. Grupo. Oh, there we go. Okay. How are we doing? So I'm going to connect to the VPN. Sometimes we're having connection issues, but this is actually using. Oh, there we go. This is using a. Yeah. This is actually using a technology called WebRTC, which allows for peer-to-peer connections in the browser. There's a very minimal turn server, and yeah, go ahead.
Well, the songs and the chat is all sent directly between the peers, but they have to connect somewhere to establish their initial connection.
It's very much so alpha right now, in case you can't see. Yeah, try one more time. Worst case, I'll do it.
Right.
Music.
Try uploading on DJing from yours.
Yep. So I'm going to go in. This is what it looks like when you start DJing. You go in and pick a song. We're going to try to make this better. There's also chat over here. And best of all, there's emoticons in that chat. So we kept that. We kept that from the turntable. Whoops. So you go in here, drag and drop, and then I become a DJ. And best case, it works. Worst case, it does not work.
We were just working on it last night, and
yeah,
that's
happen.
issues.
All right, so interesting why it's not working right now. Oh, it's because there are like 8 of you in here. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, that totally sucks.
Well, yeah, everyone is connecting to everybody else in the room, so.
Yeah, so right now it's not using a very efficient way of transferring data. Hence the not working right now.
Yeah, I
womp
guess.
Womp.
Needs some more work, but the chat works.
The chat does work. Most important part right now. Yeah, so that will be Grupo.
And our last demo is Carlos and Kushal.
Hey, help me plug this torture in.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm still Carlos, and I still go to Carnegie Mellon.
And I'm still Kushal, I still go to Rutgers.
So we built this out of the Branch Hackathon a couple weeks ago, and I think the idea was sort of like create something that's social and lets you connect with people without being too creepy. And we're like, that's kind of hard. So this came out. And essentially what it is, it's, first of all, a question. Has anybody here ever gotten a text message from someone and just been like, I have no idea how to answer this. Can somebody help me, please? You have? Okay, a lot of people have. So me and my friends, we have this like problem all the time. We have no idea how to answer weird questions. So we decided to make this. And what you do is, first off, you take GroupMe, and okay, sorry, you're too fast for me. The top one is your number.
Oops.
Yeah. So sweet. So what you do is you specify a person that you want to message. So he's messaging himself right now. So this is who I would want to have this conversation with that I need help with. And then the other side is right here, a name for the. Ooh, that's ugly. It's a name for the group. Anyways, what you doing, buddy? Anyways, the point is, you can do 2 things. One, you can have a group conversation with whoever you invite to this group, whoever you invited to this group, so your friends or whoever it is who can help you. And the other one is you can have this target chat, so you can be texting this other person on the side. So what happens is everybody in the group chat can also see the conversation in your target chat right there as you're messaging and give you help on what to say next. But the person in the target chat has no idea this is happening. Yeah, exactly. So you know how excited the Branch guys were about that. Press done before you press send.
Yeah, and then so when I send something to the target chat, I got a text message on my phone, and then I'm free to respond to this saying smiley face. And so everybody in this group chat is going to be able to soon see the smiley face that's going to appear here. Yeah, everyone's going to be able to see the smiley face that just appeared, and then they can say, hey, A. And then, so this is a group chat, and on the other side is a target chat. Basically the chat that you're talking to your target.
Oh, by the way, since this is kind of like really creepy, we decided to use Twilio and just assign randomly generated numbers to you as you talk to this other target person. So you basically give off an anonymous number to a stranger, and they basically cannot trace you if you do not decide to give them your real number afterwards. And that is our demo.
Well done and creepy. Okay, so that's it for the class of 2013 hackNY Fellows DemoFest. Thank you very much. I'm bereft of a laptop, so I would be showing off the thank you screen if it were here and I had a laptop. But we want to thank again all of our sponsors. Most of all, we want to thank the community in New York City. We could not run hackNY. Evan Korth, me, Chris Wiggins, we're now for the support of the startup community, so we should thank all of the startups who hosted the class of 2013 hackNY Fellows and made this program possible. So, thank you very much. Follow us at hackNY. We look forward to seeing you next year and at the Fall Hackathon. It'll be right here in this room, September 29 and 30, 2013, for the Fall 2013 hackNY Hackathon. We look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you very much for coming out.